Welcome to Lore Whispered, where myths, epics, and folktales come alive in whispers of the past. In the beginning, from chaos rose Gaia, Mother Earth, and Uranus, the sky. From them came the mighty Titans, and at last Zeus and the gods of Olympus. A realm of immortal beings, epic battles, and timeless legends. Welcome to Lore Whispered, Greek mythology. When Persephone returned from the underworld and the cycle of seasons was restored, mortals once again understood how deeply the gods shaped their lives. Through joy and sorrow, life and death, warmth and cold, the world moved according to divine will. But beyond the change of seasons lay another force even more mysterious, fate. In the ancient world, fate was not merely a path, it was an unbreakable law, woven by the three fates themselves. Even the gods could not defy it. Some accepted it. Others tried to outrun it. And among them stood one of the greatest and most tragic figures in all of Greek mythology, Oedipus. A man who sought truth. A king who tried to save his people. A hero who fought against destiny itself. Only to walk directly into the very fate he wished to escape. This is episode 7, the tragedy of Oedipus, the king who could not escape his fate. A story of prophecy, choice, pride, and the painful cost of truth. Long before Oedipus was born, the kingdom of Thebes stood proud and strong. King Laius and Queen Jocasta ruled the land, beloved by their people. But peace often draws the gaze of destiny, and one day, King Laius visited the oracle of Delphi, seeking guidance. The oracle's voice echoed like thunder. "You will have a son, and that son will kill you, his father, and marry his own mother." Horror filled Laius' heart. This was not a mere warning, it was a curse. A prophecy that could destroy his bloodline and his kingdom. So the king made a terrible decision. The moment the child was born, he would not be allowed to live. But destiny is not so easily silenced. When the child was born, a baby boy, King Laius felt both love and terror. Could he truly destroy his own blood? Fear overcame mercy. He ordered a servant to take the infant far from the palace, pierce his ankles, and abandon him on a lonely mountainside to die. The baby cried beneath the open sky, but fate was listening. The servant, unable to kill an innocent child, passed him to a shepherd from Corinth, who then gave the baby to the king and queen of Corinth, who had no children of their own. They named him Oedipus, the swollen-footed one, because of the scars on his ankles. He grew up strong, intelligent, and kind, a prince beloved by all. But deep inside, he felt different. As if his life was not truly his own. One day, someone whispered a cruel rumor at a banquet. "You are not the true son of the king." Confused and shaken, Oedipus sought the truth the only way he knew. He went to the oracle of Delphi. But the oracle did not answer his question. Instead, she spoke his fate. "You will kill your father, and marry your mother." Oedipus staggered back in horror. No. He loved his parents more than anything. He would never allow such evil to happen. And so, in an attempt to escape this destiny, he ran away from Corinth. But the moment he stepped onto the road, he was already walking toward the prophecy. Oedipus left Corinth with a heavy heart. He believed that by running away, he could escape his fate. But fate does not lie in the place one lives. It lies on the very path one chooses. The road led Oedipus through treacherous mountains, where mist swallowed the sky. At a narrow crossroads between rocky cliffs, he encountered a magnificent royal chariot. A powerful nobleman sat upon it, surrounded by guards. He barked an order. "Move aside for me." But Oedipus, young, strong, and proud, refused to yield. Harsh words were exchanged. And then conflict erupted. In a burst of anger and self-defense, Oedipus killed them all, including the nobleman. He did not know. That man was King Laius of Thebes. And also, his biological father. Oedipus walked away, believing he had merely defeated arrogant strangers on the road. But in truth, the first half of the prophecy was fulfilled. Continuing his journey, Oedipus drew near a mysterious city shrouded in fear and deadly silence. Thebes. The place where destiny awaited him. As Oedipus approached the city of Thebes, he expected walls, markets, and life. Instead, he found silence. The gates were guarded not by soldiers, but by fear. For Thebes was cursed. A monstrous being sat upon a high rock near the city's entrance. The Sphinx. Half woman, half lion, with eagle wings and eyes like burning coals. Her presence alone brought dread. Her voice brought death. She asked a single riddle to anyone who wished to enter the city. Answer, or die. Many had tried. All had failed. Bodies lay scattered along the path. When Oedipus arrived, the Sphinx smiled. She sensed something different in him, intelligence, destiny. With a voice that echoed like thunder, she asked the most famous riddle in all of mythology. What walks on 4 legs in the morning, 2 legs at noon, and 3 legs in the evening? Thebes watched from afar, holding its breath. No one had ever answered it. Oedipus stood silent for a moment. Then, with calm certainty, he spoke. Man. As a child, he crawls on 4. As an adult, he walks on 2. In old age, he uses a cane, 3. The Sphinx's eyes widened. For the first time, she heard the correct answer. She screamed in fury, her curse broken. In despair, the monster threw herself from the cliff. And Thebes was free. The people erupted with joy. They hailed Oedipus as a hero, a savior, a chosen one. They offered him the greatest reward of all. The throne of Thebes. Marriage to the widowed queen. Jocasta. Oedipus accepted, believing he had finally found his destiny. He did not know. He had just fulfilled the second half of the prophecy. He had married his own mother. But the truth remained hidden, for now. For a time, Thebes prospered under King Oedipus. He was admired, respected, even loved. He believed he had outsmarted fate. But fate never sleeps. A new darkness was coming. Years passed. King Oedipus ruled Thebes with wisdom and strength. The people loved him. He was the king they had always hoped for. But fate had only been silent, not gone. A terrible plague descended upon Thebes. Crops died. Animals perished. Children were born lifeless. The air itself felt cursed. The people cried out, "Oedipus, save us, just as you did before." And Oedipus, noble and determined, made a vow. "I will find the source of this curse. I will protect my people, even if I must challenge the gods themselves." He sent for the oracle of Delphi, the same oracle who once spoke his destiny. The oracle's answer struck like lightning. The plague will not end until the murderer of the former king, Laius, is found and punished. A chill filled the throne room. Laius, the king who was slain years ago, on a lonely road. Oedipus did not know that the man he had killed in his youth was Laius. He had killed his own father. But Oedipus still believed himself innocent. Instead, he swore, "Whoever murdered King Laius is a traitor and a curse upon Thebes. I will find him. I will destroy him." Without realizing it, he had just cursed himself. Oedipus began to investigate. He questioned nobles. He summoned witnesses. He even called upon Tiresias, the blind prophet who sees the truth. Tiresias resisted. He did not want to speak the horror he knew. But Oedipus insisted. He demanded the truth. At last, Tiresias spoke. "You are the one you seek." Oedipus froze. Tiresias continued. You are the murderer of Laius. And the man you call wife is your mother." The court gasped. Oedipus burned with rage. He accused the prophet of lies. He believed it was a conspiracy. After all, how could such a thing be possible? "No," Oedipus said to himself. "I escaped my parents. I ran from my fate. I changed everything." But fate had followed him. Piece by piece, memory began to return. The road, the chariot, the swing of his hand, the blood. Doubt entered his heart. And once doubt begins, truth is not far behind. Oedipus could no longer ignore the fear rising within him. He turned to the one person he trusted most. Queen Jocasta, his wife, who was also his mother. But neither of them knew the full truth yet. Jocasta tried to calm him. "Prophecies are false," she said. "Long ago, it was said that Laius would die by his son's hand. But we abandoned our child as a baby. And Laius was killed by strangers at a crossroads." A crossroads. Oedipus felt his heart stop. A memory sharpened in his mind. A chariot blocking the path. An argument. A fight. A man struck down. A man who looked like the king. Oedipus whispered, "Where was Laius killed?" Jocasta replied quietly. "At a place where 3 roads meet." The room began to spin. 3 roads. A crossroads. The same place. Oedipus staggered back, horrified. Could it be true? Did he kill his own father? But one final piece was missing, the child. The child who was supposed to die. The child with pierced ankles. Oedipus sent for the old shepherd who had taken the infant away years ago. When the shepherd arrived, he trembled with fear. Oedipus demanded, "Speak the truth." The shepherd fell to his knees. "I could not kill the child. So I gave him to another shepherd." Oedipus asked, shaking. "Where did that shepherd take him?" The old man looked up, tears in his eyes. "To the king and queen of Corinth." Silence. Corinth. The city where Oedipus was raised. By adoptive parents. Oedipus stepped back in horror. It was all true. He had killed his father. He had married his mother. He had fulfilled the prophecy he tried to escape. And in that moment, fate won. Years passed. King Oedipus ruled Thebes with wisdom and strength. The people loved him. He was the king they had always hoped for. But fate had only been silent, not gone. A terrible plague descended upon Thebes. Crops died. Animals perished. Children were born lifeless. The air itself felt cursed. The people cried out, "Oedipus, save us, just as you did before." And Oedipus, noble and determined, made a vow. "I will find the source of this curse. I will protect my people, even if I must challenge the gods themselves." He sent for the oracle of Delphi, the same oracle who once spoke his destiny. The oracle's answer struck like lightning. The plague will not end until the murderer of the former king, Laius, is found and punished. A chill filled the throne room. Laius, the king who was slain years ago, on a lonely road. Oedipus did not know that the man he had killed in his youth was Laius. He had killed his own father. But Oedipus still believed himself innocent. Instead, he swore, "Whoever murdered King Laius is a traitor and a curse upon Thebes. I will find him. I will destroy him." Without realizing it, he had just cursed himself. Oedipus began to investigate. He questioned nobles. He summoned witnesses. He even called upon Tiresias, the blind prophet who sees the truth. Tiresias resisted. He did not want to speak the horror he knew. But Oedipus insisted. He demanded the truth. At last, Tiresias spoke. "You are the one you seek." Oedipus froze. Tiresias continued. "You are the murderer of Laius. And the man you call wife is your mother." The court gasped. Oedipus burned with rage. He accused the prophet of lies. He believed it was a conspiracy. After all, how could such a thing be possible? "No," Oedipus said to himself. "I escaped my parents. I ran from my fate. I changed everything." But fate had followed him. Piece by piece, memory began to return. The road, the chariot, the swing of his hand, the blood. And so, Oedipus, the king who once saved Thebes, who once stood at the peak of glory, fell to the very fate he tried so desperately to escape. Not because he was cruel. Not because he was weak. But because in the world of myth, even the greatest among men are still pieces on the board of destiny. The truth was revealed. He covered his own eyes. But the tragedy of Oedipus was not just the downfall of a man. It was a reminder that intelligence may defeat monsters, but can it defeat one's own fate? Thebes was left in darkness. Oedipus walked away in solitude. The gods remained silent. Yet the tale of myth does not end here. Because after every tragedy, there will always be one who dares to rise against the darkness. The era of Oedipus ends in sorrow, but a new age is awakening. An age of those who do not fear destiny, but chase it. And among those rising heroes, one name echoes like the call of the sea. Jason. A prince robbed of his throne. A leader who gathers the greatest warriors in history. A voyage across treacherous seas, facing monsters, gods, and the betrayal of the heart. The quest for the Golden Fleece is about to begin. Aboard the legendary ship Argo, heroes will become legends. Are you ready to step out of the shadows of tragedy and plunge into one of the greatest adventures in all of Greek mythology? Join us in episode 8, Jason and the Argonauts.